Hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to be trying some new products today. I don't have a full face, but I have quite a few new things. I have the new YSL Skin Affair Cushion Foundation. I have the Rhode Cream Bronzer. This came out a few weeks ago, the Chantecaille Concealer, and a few other random things too that I've picked up over the last few weeks. But that is today's video. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty content here on my channel. I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already. But let's just get right into the makeup. All right, before we get into all the new makeup, I wanted to talk about something that honestly I skip talking about a lot in videos, but I get asked about it a lot and I just don't ever talk about it really. So I want to talk about skin prep. Skin prep is everything, especially when it comes to makeup. It doesn't matter your age, your skin type, skin prep is essential for everybody. And this is something that I do whether I'm filming or I'm not filming. If I'm putting makeup on, I am prepping my skin, but you have to do it in the right way. You want to do enough so that your skin is hydrated and you're protecting your skin barrier, but you don't want to overdo it so your makeup slips and slides everywhere. And I have two products here that work great together, and the combo is the perfect makeup prep routine that's affordable that you can get on Amazon. And thank you to HaruHaru Wonder for partnering with me on this portion of today's video. This is a product I've been using for a few months now in my morning skincare routine, and it's the HaruHaru Wonder Black Rice Probiotic Barrier Essence. Something about me is I like to keep my morning skincare pretty minimal in that I just use a few products. Nighttime is when I apply more to my skin, but during the day I really just want to keep it bare minimum, especially when it's as hot as it is right now. I want to prep my skin, I want to hydrate my skin. Of course, I want to protect it with SPF, but I don't want to overdo it. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this product, but this is a gorgeous milky toner or milky essence that is the perfect skin prep. It doesn't matter what your skin type is. This will work for oily or dry skin types. You can apply more if you're dry or just a little bit if you're oily. But everybody should be prepping their skin with some type of milky essence. And this one is great. It has panthenol and probiotics in it. So it's really soothing on the skin, especially if you're someone with sensitive skin or just with the hot weather. Heat and the sun can be really harsh on the skin. This will make sure that you prep your skin barrier every day, especially before you apply your makeup. And I've been using it for a few months. It's great. This is one very minimal step that you can do after you cleanse to prep the skin, hydrate the skin, and soothe the skin as well. And I like to pair that with the HaruHaru Wonder Black Rice Moisture Airy Fit Daily SPF. So this is SPF 50. I've spoken about this a few times in videos because I've come to love this because of the finish. This has more of a velvety, kind of satin into soft matte finish when it dries down. So if you are oily, this is going to be great for you. Even if you're dry, this will be great for you, especially if you pair it with something like this, because it dries down to more of a natural satin finish, which makes it great for pairing with makeup. You're not going to go in and add this and it be too greasy, too radiant. It's a perfect velvety natural skin finish that pairs beautifully with the essence. And they're also affordable, which of course everybody loves affordable skincare. Y'all know I've spoken about Korean skincare many times because most of what I use are Korean skincare products, and these two are exceptional. I highly recommend for anyone and everyone. They're affordable, and of course you can pick them up on Amazon. I will have both of these linked in the description box, and thank you so much to HaruHaru Wonder for partnering with me on this portion of today's video. Let's go ahead and get into foundation. So like I said, I did get the new YSL Skin Affair Soft Glow Cushion Foundation. I actually wasn't planning to buy this one, but I was in Sephora and I saw that they actually had it in store. And when I swatched it, it felt really nice. And of course the packaging Classic YSL with the quilted kind of leather feeling, compact here, really, really pretty. I actually have not tried too many cushion foundations over the years. In fact, I'm trying to think. I've tried the Tier cushion foundation probably about a year ago, but other than that, I haven't tried too many cushion products. All right, so you do get this little puff thing, or it's not really a puff, it's like a silicone little applicator. And then you have the flap and the YSL, or actually you pull that off to get to the product. So this is the shade LC7. And now that I'm looking at it, it looks a little bit dark, like darker than I remember it when I saw it in Sephora. Maybe not though. Okay, so that is it on my hand, or on my finger. It does have fragrance, like I can already smell it. Actually, maybe this is gonna be an okay match. Okay, so that's it right there. And again, this is the shade LC7. It's $49. It's supposed to be medium coverage and more of a glowy, hydrating foundation. It says it's lightweight, medium coverage for a seamless all-day soft glow with squalane, niacinamide, and polyglutamic acid. Gives the skin hydration while minimizing the look of pores. And it looks like it comes in 31 shades, is what I'm seeing on Sephora. $49 for 0.5 ounces. So definitely less than a standard foundation, which is typically 1 fluid ounce. Typically with a cushion foundation, or like any foundation that's pressed in a compact, most likely you're gonna wanna use kind of a dense brush to apply it. Oh, that looks real yellow. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so that looks kind of yellow to be considered a cool undertone. Okay, let's just blend it in and see what we think. But not sure about the shade. Definitely smell the fragrance. It's very kind of floral smelling. So if you don't like fragrance in your makeup, you might not love this one. I mean, it's gliding on really beautifully, like very, very seamless. So there it is on that half of my face. Coverage looks decent, definitely not full coverage, but it looks pretty decent. Shade is not good though. That looks very, very orangey. Finish wise, it's really pretty. Very natural looking. It definitely is pretty glowy though. So if you're not a fan of glow, probably not gonna love this, but let's go ahead and do the other side. We'll have to try to fix the shade with concealer somehow. I do think sometimes cushion products in general like this can be a little bit hard to apply. It's hard to know how much product you're getting on your brush with this kind of foundation. Whereas, you know, if you pump out a foundation on your hand and then you dot it on your face, you obviously can see where and how much you're applying. With a cushion foundation, it's kind of harder to do that. All right, so there it is all over. Actually, I mean, it looks gorgeous on the skin. I love the finish, the way it looks. It looks pretty smooth on my skin, even though it has quite a bit of glow to it. It's just the shade is off. I mean, it looks nice. I like it a lot, or like what I'm seeing, but it's just the shade is off. Let me see. I swear sometimes the lights in Sephora just really deceive you. Let me see here. It says this is supposed to be light cool, and I don't know that it looks super cool toned either. I don't know. I guess I should have gotten LN5 or LN4. I feel like I swatched those on my hand and they looked yellow. So that's why I ended up going with this one, but maybe I should have gone with one of those shades. Maybe I'll exchange it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can make it work a little bit better with the rest of our makeup, but the finish is gorgeous. And now it kind of looks like it has set a little bit, so it doesn't look as wet, glowy. There's still some glow for sure, but it does look like it's set down a bit. So we'll have to see, but I do think it looks pretty. We're gonna try the new Chantecaille concealer, but I wanna do a little bit of Corrector first. So we're gonna use this one. This is Creal, the Face Flex Corrector. This is just what I have in my everyday makeup drawer this month. All right, and I'm just gonna press that in under the eyes with a BK Beauty in 14. All right, let's move into concealer. So I did get the Chantecaille, the Bio Lifting Concealer. These were sent to me in PR, and I actually got them a few weeks ago, but I am just now getting around to trying them, and they sent me 2 shades. So this is what it looks like. So this is called the Bio Lifting Concealer. And let's see, this retails for $68. Looks like it comes in 21 shades. And it says it's medium buildable coverage with a blurred light diffusing finish. I don't think I've ever tried a concealer from Chantecaille. I think they've always had like a pen concealer. It's called like the Correcting Stylo or something like that. But I don't think they've ever had like just a regular concealer, or I've never tried it if they have. So I'm gonna swatch these on my hand. So I've got these shades, Ivory and Macadamia. So Ivory is definitely more neutral leaning. Macadamia looks much more pink, almost like a correcting type of shade. So honestly, I could probably use either. The formula feels very thin. Like even when I was swatching it, you don't get much opacity from it because this is after a few swipes of concealer, so it's definitely pretty sheer. So there they are, kind of blended out a little bit, but yeah, they feel very thin, very lightweight, but definitely not a lot of coverage, I'm guessing. Let's go in with Ivory. And I'm gonna add some of this on my face to try to even out this foundation color a little bit because it's definitely a little bit dark and a little bit like orangey looking. So we kind of need to try to balance this out a little bit. I'm gonna save the under eyes, I think, for after bronzer and blush. And I'm gonna let this kind of sit for a minute before we blend it because I feel like if you blend this immediately, you're gonna get very, very little coverage from it. So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute. Okay, let's blend and see what we think. We're gonna apply this under the eyes too, but I kind of wanna apply it on my face just to even out the foundation a little bit if we can. It's definitely light coverage. I know they're saying it's medium. I don't know that I'm seeing that at all. Yeah, I mean, that didn't give like any coverage to the foundation right there, I don't think. And I dipped in a few times. Something else I've noticed about this concealer is not much comes out on the doe foot. Like there's very little product on there. So I felt like I had to kind of keep dipping in, which, you know, that means it probably won't be one of those concealers that starts to make a mess and get everywhere, which is good, but yeah, it seems like not much product is grabbing onto the doe foot applicator when you're pulling the wand out, or that's just how it seemed to me. I mean, that maybe added a tiny bit of coverage, but not very much. Definitely not very much. So I don't know about this being medium coverage. I guess we'll see. Let's add some more. It's really nice packaging. It's glass. It's very heavy. I don't know about the coverage level. It's also not, I don't know if this will pick up on camera because it would be kind of hard to see, but it's also not like blending evenly there. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's kind of like leaving a patch here in the middle where the concealer isn't gripping. It doesn't look like it's doing much of anything, to be completely honest. It really doesn't. I feel like it's just kind of blending away. I don't know about this, you guys. We'll apply this under the eyes in a little bit, but yeah, I don't know about this. Let's move into the Rhode Pocket Bronze. All right, this is the new cream bronzer. These are super hyped up. In fact, I bought this on the day that it launched off the Rhode website, and they launched their whole summer collection. So I'm sure you've seen it because it's been everywhere, but the bronzers, the glazing milk, the highlighter milks, I should say, and some new shades in the lip products. So I had the bronzer and the highlight milk in my cart, but I got put in like a queue to wait before I could check out, and the queue was like almost 30 minutes. And by the time I got to check out, when it was my turn, the highlight milk was already out of stock. So I didn't get to get the highlight milk. I only got the bronzer, which is kind of a bummer. I feel like if you are in line in a queue waiting to be able to check out, that you should be able to hold on to your products, that they shouldn't, like those should reserve your products. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you choose to click out of the screen and exit and go back, then obviously, yeah, you could lose your products. But if you're just waiting to check out, I feel like your product should be safe in your cart. That's just my opinion. I did get the bronzer, and this is the shade Pebble. So this is the lightest shade, and I will say I have already tried this. I've tried this a few times. This is the only thing I think in this video that I've tried already. So this is the shade Pebble. It's a really nice tone. It's, I would say, neutral, slightly rosy leaning, but it's a pretty shade. I will say I was not blown away by this the few times I've tried it on my own. And I kind of expected that I would be blown away by it. I don't know if that's because it's been like so hyped or what, but I don't know. I didn't love it. So we'll see what I think today. But let's go ahead and apply. I'm going to use a 109 brush from BK Beauty and press this in. I'm happy to see that the lightest shade is not an orange tone. That makes me really happy for fair skin. I think this is a pretty shade. And I know everybody is just drawing this on and applying it. Y'all know me, I like to apply it from a brush. I don't like going like this and swiping. I don't think this formula is as creamy and dewy looking as the blushes. I don't know if it's the same formula, but it doesn't seem like it's the same formula to me. This one seems relatively creamy when you apply it, but then I feel like it is more like a satin, slightly like powdered finish when it goes on the skin. I don't know if I'm making that up or if maybe it is the same formula as the blushes, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it to me. I like it better today, I think, but I don't know. There's something about it that's just not like wowing me. I don't know what it is, but it's like it's fine, but I'm not like in love with it or something. I don't know. And it's probably not helping that the tone of this foundation is not great. That concealer so far is not great, so that's probably not helping. I don't know. What do y'all think? Have you tried this bronzer? I'm kind of in the middle. I don't dislike it, but I'm not in love with it. And I swear I think the formula is a little bit different to the blushes. I like the shade, like I said, but I don't know, something about the formula I'm just not like loving. I really wanted to try the highlight milk, but of course it sold out before I could even check out. So maybe I'll end up getting that from Sephora when it comes to Sephora. I think it's coming to Sephora by the end of June. So I don't know. We'll see. Let me know. Have you tried these? Are you interested in them? Let me know. Let's get into blush. So I'm torn because I have a few different blushes and we can't apply them all. And they're all very glowy and we're already looking very glowy. But the only cream that I have is the Dior, what are these called? The Backstage Rosy Glow Sticks. So this is one of the new shades that came out recently. I think this is part of their spring collection maybe. And this is the shade Dragonfruit. And it's a really bright kind of a rosy, almost magenta pink color. So that's it there. It does have some shimmer in it. I don't know if you'll be able to tell there, but it definitely has some shimmer if you look closely. So I have that, and I also have the the powder blush of that, but I also have the Nars Light Reflecting Luminizing blushes, but these are very, very glowy as well. So we can't really apply all of these. I guess we'll start with a little bit of the Dior blush. And I'm just going to, again, get this directly from the component and go on my face. And I'm using the same 109 brush. Okay, that's really pretty actually. To apply this, I really like this shade. I think they might describe this one as more of like a mauve-y tone. Very, very glowy though. So lots of dew, lots of glow happening. So we're gonna have to use some powder here pretty soon, but let's apply this on this side. I think there are 3 new shades of the Dior blushes, I wanna say, but I loved this one. Okay. I'm gonna take the excess over my nose. Okay, that shade is really pretty. I actually like that more than I thought. All right, let's look up close, because like I said, in the swatch, you can definitely see shimmer. Okay, we got some serious glow going on here. So yeah, I'm not sure if the other new shades also have shimmer in them, but this one is very reflective. Yeah, I don't really see shimmer on my face, but you can definitely see it quite a bit in the swatch here. All right, that's pretty, but let's go ahead and apply some concealer under my eyes, and then we'll use one of the powders maybe. So I think I'm gonna use the other shade of the Chantecaille concealer, which is Macadamia. So this is the one that's a little bit more pinky. This formula feels so nice. It feels so smoothing, like not smoothing, but it feels kind of silky. I'm gonna tap that in with that same N14 that we used earlier. I'll have to look at it up close, but this formula also seems to start drying almost immediately, which is interesting because typically really thin, lightweight formulas that are more skincare based, typically you have a little bit more time to kind of blend that type of formula, but this one kind of looks like it's starting to set as soon as you put it on the skin. It looks okay, but like on this side, it looks like it's like clinging in certain areas. Kind of like I was saying on my face earlier, how it looked like when I tried to blend it out, there were like areas where it wasn't sticking. So it looked kind of patchy on my cheek right here. Kind of looks the same way, especially on this under eye. This one looks better for some reason, but this side, something about it just doesn't look even. And it's definitely very little coverage. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure about this Chantecaille concealer, to be completely honest. Okay, let's go ahead and do some powder. Let's use the Natasha Denona today. So this is the High Glam setting powder, which this is not new to me. I've been using this for a few weeks, but I can't remember. Have I shown this in a YouTube video? I really cannot remember if I have or haven't, but let's go ahead and use this because we need some powder for sure. Because we are looking real glowy. So this powder, and forgive me if I've reviewed this in a video already. I've honestly, like, I cannot remember. I know I've used it and talked about it, I think in a TikTok video, but I'm not sure about YouTube. This powder is very interesting because it is extremely matte. Like, hopefully you can see the difference between this side and this side. It's not super blurring though. That's kind of my main complaint with it. It does set your makeup, it does mattify, and I do think it keeps your makeup on the times that I've used it, but it doesn't have that blurring quality that a lot of my powders have. Like in this area here, if you look up close, I just don't feel like it makes my pores look smooth like a lot of my other powders do. And I don't have large pores, like that's not something I really struggle with, but I do in my T-zone tend to notice my pores a bit more, or more than I used to, I guess. And I don't feel like this one blurs them, but it does mattify. So I don't know. I like it okay, but it's not a favorite for me. Let's go ahead and I'll show you the two shades that I have in these Nars blushes. So these are the light reflecting luminizing blushes. These released a few weeks ago and I haven't seen like anything about them. I got mine from Ulta, but I haven't seen too many people talk about them either. I actually think I did use one of these now that I think about it when I first got it. But this is what they look like. So they're in white compacts like this. And this is the shade Lucky Love, which is obviously very pink. So these are very glowy, like very, 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 very glowy. Almost more like a highlighter. So that is the shade Lucky Love. I mean, it's beautiful, but like very, very glowy, wet kind of look. And then I also have the shade Love Deep. Love Deep is a deeper shade. It's more of like a rosy mauve. So I'll swatch this one too. I want to say this one, yeah, so this one's not as reflective as the lighter shade. Let me show you. The formula on these though is incredibly silky, like very smooth, silky feeling. So that is the shade Love Deep, and Lucky Love is on the bottom. So you can see Love Deep is glowy too, but it's not quite as reflective looking as Lucky Love down here. But those are the two shades that I have. I think they also released some stick highlighters with these. I didn't get any of those. So, all right. So the question is, which one should we use? I'm thinking maybe we should go with the mauve one. Maybe we'll use a little bit of both. You know, this makeup is already a little bit, maybe not the best. So let's just go for it and use both of them. I think I'm gonna use this brush, the N20 from BK Beauty and Nikki LaRose. So this is like a little, kind of like a stippling powder brush. I think maybe this might be a good brush to use for these. So I'm going in with the deeper shade, which is Love Deep, or is it Deep Love? I can't remember. Love Deep. And let's just see what we think of this. Ooh, that's actually really pretty. Ooh, yeah. Okay, that's really nice. It looks like it set this and kind of made it look a bit more smooth, if that makes sense, even though this is really glowy. It doesn't look like it's emphasizing anything in this area. I like that more than I thought I was going to. Yeah, like I said, I haven't really seen anyone talking about these from Nars. They're definitely not like traditional blushes. I would say they're more of like a blush lighter kind of product. So that is the shade Love Deep. And I'm trying to build it up so you can really see it. This is actually called a luminizing blush, so I think they were kind of going for a highlighter blush. And I mean, we could take a little bit of this one. I mean, this is gonna get real blushy. I'm gonna take just a little bit of this, like right in the front of the cheek here. Yeah, so that's just a really bright, like kind of like baby doll pink. I know you're not gonna be able to tell the differences really between them all, but while we're doing it, we might as well just do it, you know? Okay, I actually like those more than I thought. All right, I think that's it for the face. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows quickly. That's boring, I don't have any new brow products, so I'm gonna do that quickly. And then I don't have too many other brand new things, but I'll come back and we'll finish up the makeup together. Okay, did my brows. I did, by the way, get my brow pencil back. I told you guys that it had fallen behind my dresser thing back here, and one of you suggested to use a wire hanger to get back there and push it out, and it worked. So thank you. I forget who it was that suggested that, but thank you so much. If that was you, bless you, because it was really bothering me that I dropped it back there and I couldn't use it. So I got it back, so thank you for that. All right, so like I said, I don't really have any new eye products really, so I'm gonna use just a few things that are in my everyday makeup drawer this month. This is the Makeup by Mario, the cream shadow, and this is in the shade Sandstone. So I'm just gonna do that, just a light coat of that all over. I think mine is actually getting low because I'm not getting a ton on the spoolie now, or not the spoolie, on the doe foot. And then I'm gonna take whatever is on the brush under the eyes. I have my little MAC palette in my everyday makeup this month. So I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of this shade here. That is Omega. And I'm gonna put that in the crease and the outer corner. I have my shade in here that I love, which is, oh gosh, what is the name of this color? Honey Lust, I think. I would do that, but honestly, I feel like we don't need any more shimmer because of what we have going on. Oh, okay, I do have this. I got these in PR, I forgot. I saw it sitting here. This is from Rosy Beauty, so this is Allie Glein's brand. And this is their soft definition long wear eyeliner. In fact, they sent this and their mascara that comes in brown now. I have not tried it, so I'm really excited about that. But let's use a little bit of this liner. So this is what it looks like. And this is the shade Umber. It's a really nice, deep, like chocolate brown. It's very creamy, very, very creamy. All right, I've not used this formula before, so I don't really know how it works. Or not how it works, but how creamy and like blendable it is. Okay, so I'm gonna line the upper lash line, but just the outer half like I typically do. And then I'm gonna take a little pencil brush from BK Beauty and try to blend it out just a little. Ooh, so that color is actually like it's like a warm, almost like a reddish brown. This is what I like with liner. I like just a very soft, tiny little wing, and I like it to look a little bit undone, or barely there, I guess is what I should say. They had a lighter shade than this that I almost wanted instead, but I ended up going with this one because I couldn't tell. I forget what the lighter shade was called, but it was more of like a taupey color. But I couldn't tell if it would be too gray or if I would like it, so I ended up going with the next shade, which is this one. Nice, I love that shade. I want to see how these wear. I think this is supposed to be very long wear, so we'll see. Okay, or actually, before we move on, I'm going to put a little bit of this in the waterline also. All right, let's go ahead and curl my lashes, and then we'll get into their mascara. So this is the Effortless Lash Classic Curve Mascara, and this is the brown color. So I think the brown is new. They launched this a little while ago, but it only came in black. Now it comes in brown, which I was so excited to see. So let's see. Ooh, this looks like a good wand. So it's a slightly curved, like rubber wand, and I believe this is a tubing mascara, I think. Doesn't say that it is. I feel like I saw that this was a tubing mascara, but it doesn't say. It's funny, the wand on this reminds me a little bit of my favorite e.l.f. Lash and Roll. That's kind of what this reminds me of, except the e.l.f. Lash and Roll wand is a little bit shorter. It's not as long as this one, but it has the same like slightly curved rubber wand. Okay, so this is just one coat. Definitely looks very separating, I would say, and lengthening with just one coat. And my lashes are not in their best state right now. I was asking you guys in my last video what lash serum you like, and many of you said the Swede lash serum, so I am gonna pick that one up and try it. I feel like I've tried that one a long time ago, but I can't remember what I thought of it, so I'm gonna pick it up and try it again because a bunch of you said that you loved that formula, and it doesn't have prostaglandins in it, so. Okay, so adding a second coat of this, definitely making it much more dramatic, I would say. Ooh, there it is with 2 coats. Yeah, so that added some thickness and just some more impact for sure. It didn't really get clumpy either. Yeah, that looks nice. I will say this wand is really, seems to be grabbing on to every single lash. Go in and add just a little bit more. Don't want to get too much, but the box says to go in and add more and more. All right, so that, I would probably stick to 2 coats. That's a little bit much for me. It does add some oomph with 3 coats. And it started to get a little bit clumpy, but not anything crazy for 3 coats. The brown is a really nice brown. It doesn't look like a soft reddish brown. It looks like a deeper brown on the eyes, so that's pretty standard though with most brown mascaras. I don't know what it is with my lashes now, but they just do not hold a curl. I don't know what it is. Even if I curl them, which I always do, ever since I had a baby, my lashes just do not want to stay curled. It's the strangest thing. And I know a lot of you are probably going to say you need to use waterproof mascara. Well, the thing with that is most waterproof mascaras only come in black. You can't get them in brown. And I typically day-to-day prefer a brown mascara, so I don't know. Maybe I'll convert to waterproof mascara at some point, but it's just weird how they will not hold a curl now. All right, last for the lips. I do have a new lipstick to try, but can you believe I don't have a new lip liner? That is unheard of for me. I always have a new lip liner, but I'm just gonna use one that I have out. This is from Wonder Skin. It's the 360 Contour Lip Liner in Saddle. It's a really good like contouring shade for my lips. Actually, I have 2 lip products. You may try one or both, I'm not sure, but these are the Dior glass lipsticks. These are pretty new as well. And Dior's been releasing so many new things, it seems like. And this is the shade 504 Dior Sweet. So I wanted to try this because as most of y'all know, I love a good wet, glossy lip product. And that is what this looks like. So that is shade 504 Dior Sweet. It looks kind of like a warmer peachy pink. Ooh, love the color. It's very fragranced. This one smells kind of fruity. Love the color though. Okay, I picked wisely on that one. Love that. So it's not like a super opaque lipstick. It has color though, as you can see, but it's more like a glossy, balmy kind of lipstick. Definitely gives you that wet look. So if you don't like that, you will definitely not like this, but that is nice. Doesn't feel very thick on the lips at all and not super sticky either. And then the last product, okay, I may not even apply this. I have tried this actually. The Tower 28 Shine On Plumping Lip Jelly. Okay, these burn. They burn. I was shocked when I got this and I used it for the first time. This is the shade Only Choice, which is beautiful. It's a really nice pinky nude color, but they burn. I guess for the heck of it, we'll just add some, but holy moly, these hurt. They look incredibly glossy and wet on the lips, which I'm all about it, but these sting, like they burn. I've seen a few reviews of these actually where people are saying they don't, and I'm confused because usually lip plumpers like this don't really bother me, but the first time I used that, I was like, oh my gosh, that is, that's something. All right, that is everything. Let's go through these products quickly. Interesting group of products here. Okay, the YSL Cushion Foundation. It looks pretty on my skin. The shade is off. The shade is a bit dark and it doesn't look as much now, I feel like, but when I first applied it, it definitely looked more warm, almost like a yellow orangey kind of tone. It's supposed to be light with cool undertones. I don't know. It looks better now, but it's still kind of off, I think. But the foundation itself did look nice. Very glowy though. I mean, you have to like that really radiant look. If you don't, definitely, I don't think you're gonna like this, but it did look pretty on the skin, I have to say. Even though it was that radiant finish, it did look pretty smooth on the skin. The coverage was decent, I agree, nice medium coverage. And even now, it looks good on the skin. I'm just not sure about the color, but to be determined on this. I might end up exchanging the shade. I don't know, we'll see. But that I like, but I'm not, it's a first impression. So I like it, but I'm unsure at this point. Chantecaille concealer, oof. I would say no on this. No, it's very expensive. And I don't see much that I like about this. There's hardly any coverage. You get barely any product on the doe foot, which is interesting. So you have to keep kind of going in and getting more. Even in the areas that I applied it, it just didn't seem to apply evenly. Like when I applied it on my cheek here, it just felt like, once I blended it out, it felt like nothing. Like I didn't see anything that it was doing. So yeah, and under the eyes, not great coverage. This side in particular, it looked like it was kind of clinging in certain areas. I'll try it a few more times, but I'm gonna say I'm not a huge fan of that for right now. I probably would skip that one if I were you. The Rhode Pocket Bronzer. So like I was saying earlier, I like this, but there's just something about it that I don't love. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. It's like, even the formula is okay. I don't know that I love, once you blend it out, I don't know that I love the application. Something about it doesn't look as smooth as I want it to look, or something. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. And like I said, I've tried this a few times and I haven't loved it any of the times I've used it. I'm not sure about this one either, to be totally honest. I'll keep using it. I'll update you. I would love to know though, if you tried this or if you ordered it when it launched, what are your thoughts? Okay, the blushes. Dior blush. This is actually beautiful. I love the shade, but it is glowy, like really, really glassy, glowy. And this shade does have some shimmer in it. Like I said, I do think the shimmer is less noticeable when you put it on your face as it is when you just look at it in a swatch, but it's glowy, you know, and it's a cream blush. There are so many right now, so many. There's nothing special about this formula. It's nice and I like the shade, but is it like anything earth-shattering? No, it's not. The Nars blushes. Now these actually, I like this more than I thought, because I thought I wasn't going to get much from them. I thought they were going to be more sheer on the skin. But they give something, they do. And the darker shade, the Love Deep shade, it did really set that Dior blush without mattifying it. It left the glow, but it didn't look overly metallic on my face like I thought it was going to. Now the lighter shade, you can see we added that up in the front of the cheek here, and it adds a lot of glow, as you can see. You can kind of tell that though, just in the swatch of that one, but the darker shade is nice. It has some glow, but it's not as reflective as the lighter one. I actually kind of like these. So this is a win for me so far. I'm gonna have to keep testing, obviously, but I like it. The Revie Beauty products, the eyeliner, nice. Like I said, I really want to see how this wears because I think this is supposed to be long wearing, but it was really creamy and pretty easy to work with. So I did like that, and the mascara. So the mascara looks great in my lashes. Definitely buildable, like it says. Add some length and some separation. The third coat gave it a little bit of volume, but it's definitely a buildable formula that you can kind of customize depending on the effect that you're going for. So as long as this wears well and removes easily, this is a win for me. I like this a lot. And the lip products. Okay, the Dior lipstick, I love. Where is it? This in the shade 504, loved it. Kind of reminds me of my favorite Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Naughty Talk, so I'm guessing that's part of the reason why I like it. But it's a nice, really, really glossy lipstick. So if you're into that type of lip product, you would probably like these. and I love the color. 504. Okay, the Tower 28, like it's stinging right now. It's burning. And like, I love how glossy it looks. It almost kind of plumps out any lines you have in your lips too, but it hurts. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like little pin pricks in my lips right now. So I'd probably skip that if it were me. So those are kind of my thoughts. Such a random assortment of products and a lot of uncertainty in this one. So I don't know. I'm going to wear this makeup as long as I can today, and I'll include any thoughts on the makeup in the description box. So make sure to check there. I will link everything for you as always in the description and in YouTube shopping as well. And if you do shop through my links, I do make a commission that supports my channel. So thank you so much for that. And if you're new, I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I think that's everything for today, but I will see you again very soon. Remember, simply be you. Bye.